understanding pain referral patterns from trigger points coming up next. In my last video, I talked about what a trigger point is, and now I want to talk to you about the symptoms that trigger points can create in your body so you have a sense of maybe what you might be dealing with if you're having some issues of pain or weakness or loss of mobility. So trigger points have pain referral patterns, and that means that trigger points not only hurt when you press on them, but they can also send pain to other parts of your body. Some of them make sense. Some of them are like, oh, when I have this trigger point in my glute muscle, my butt aches. That kind of makes sense. Some of them don't totally make sense, or you might think, wow, how could that be coming from there? So there's a trigger point in the gluteus minimus on the very side of your hip that can cause pain and aching in the outside of the thigh. You might think, oh, my iliotibial band. Probably not, probably gluteus minimus. Even can ache on the outside of your shin, that same spot in gluteus minimus on the shin. Why does this happen? So the pain referral comes from when you have a trigger point, your body is really trying to figure out what's going on. It gets sticky in there, the muscle's over contracting, that part of the muscle gets weak, it's really acidic, there's inflammation going on in there, your body goes into a big protection around that area, and the muscle just isn't doing its job well. And there's so much information going through the nerve that communicates with that part of the muscle that actually when it hits the spinal cord, it's like, it's too much. It's like the bucket is full and overflowing, and it spills out into the nerves nearby. So those nerves nearby start thinking, oh, I've got something going on over here. And so it's very fascinating. The technical term for it is expansion of receptive fields, which means that the receptive field is the area of the body that nerve is communicating to. So that trigger point is in a receptive nerve of a receptive field of its own nerve, and then it spills out into the nerves nearby. So in the case of this gluteus minimus on the side of the hip, it's spilling out its information to the nerve that communicates with the outer shin. And so that nerve is like, whoa, something's going on here. I better make some pain happen there because I don't even know what's happening. We need to just get everything to settle down. So pain limits our movement. It limits what we do in our bodies. And in that way, the body's trying to protect whatever's going on, right? It's trying to protect you. So in this way, what often happens is that when people feel pain, they immediately get concerned, of course, like, ow, why is that happening? Or just annoyed, why is that stupid shin aching again, right? And folks that I see all the time stop moving. They stop moving, which actually makes everything worse. If you stop moving, you're not getting the muscles contracted and relaxed. That can sometimes help get that trigger point out of there. You're not allowing those inflammatory cells to get moved through because they only move with movement. And things will get drier, and then the other tissues like the fascia and connective tissue around the trigger point, those get stickier. It just can become a big mess. So you really want to understand that pain and those pain referrals are really just a way for your body to communicate with you, saying, hey, turn off this trigger point, lay on a ball on the side of your hip, follow Cat's video on how to release gluteus minimus, lay on that ball on the side of the hip and get rid of that pain referral. Great. What a great solution. It's fast, it's quick, you do it a few times, you do some movement, you take some deep breaths, and things can clear from your body. Now, those pain referrals, it's helpful to look at maps of pain referral patterns. It's helpful to have a guide like myself who understands those pain referral patterns so that you can go right to the source of your pain. Now, some of those pain referral patterns kind of overlap. So there are several muscles that refer into the butt where you get a deep ache in your buttocks. So in the sciatica playlist, I talk a bit about those muscles. We go over those muscles. Sometimes I do a workshop because there's like 5 different muscles that can refer into your butt. But none of those trigger points are right there where that deep ache in your butt is happening. That's so frustrating, right? Because you think, oh, I've got an ache in my butt. Cat told me to roll around on some balls, or my physical therapist or my yoga person told me to roll around on balls. You start working where the pain is, and it doesn't help. Sometimes it might help a little, but it's not really going to help because you need to know where the trigger point lives that's actually causing that pain, because it's a pain or ache referral and not really indicating that there's something wrong right there. That's the trickiness of trigger points. But now that you know, now that you understand, you can look up the pain referral patterns, and we're going to be producing a playlist that's like talking all about the pain referral patterns, because I think it's really helpful to understand where is this pain coming from, right? So I just wanted to help you understand why that happens or what's actually happening. It's just that there's so much information. It's kind of that area has gone into overdrive. That nerve is going into overdrive trying to process all the information from the trigger points. And it's just like, somebody take some of this to the nerves around it in the spinal cord. I can't handle this. You take some. Right? And so your body's just kind of, the other nerves are just picking up some of that information. There's a trigger point in the calf that can refer into the jaw. I don't understand that one. I don't know how those nerves are aligned, but we know that that happens, and there's maps that we can follow, the pain referral maps. So I hope that this was helpful. I just want to give you a little more understanding about why when you roll on your butt, that butt pain doesn't go away, or when you roll on your shoulder, that shoulder pain doesn't go away, because you're maybe not rolling exactly where the trigger point is. And that was the whole purpose of me even starting this channel years ago, was to help people be empowered with understanding what's actually going on in their bodies and how they can fix it themselves. I'm Cat Matlock here at Free Body in Asheville. Drop me a comment, let me know if you have any more questions, and I'll see you in the next video.